Okay, so here is the iPad, and I just kind of wanted to go over some of the major features with you. First of all, you've got your home button here, and I'll refer to that from time to time. And then on the side, you've got your volume buttons, and you've got your power button up there. And there's also another little switch there that you can set up to where you either use it for muting or you can also use it for rotation lock, which I'll talk about that a little bit more later. So, here's my home screen, and I've got all these apps here. And mine will probably look a little bit different than yours, but I just wanted to start out by showing you how you could kind of customize your home screen. So let's say that you don't like the placement of all of your little buttons here and you want to move some of those around. All you do is touch one of the buttons and hold it. So let's say like I want to move the App Store here. So I will touch it and hold it, and then you see things start to wiggle. So now I can take with my finger and just slide it around. Obviously you can't see my finger do that, but I am sliding it around and I can put it where I want it. Another thing that you can do is you can kind of group your buttons together a little bit. So, for example, and by the way, notice I'm scrolling back and forth here. All I'm doing here is I'm holding with my finger and, somewhere not on one of the buttons, and I'm just dragging across, okay? So I'm dragging across, and that's how I'm getting this to happen. So your home screen actually has several different screens, and you can just barely see these little dots down here. That tells you which of the home screens that you're on. Okay, so anyhow, getting back to moving these buttons around, like I said, I grab one and hold it, and then it kind of gets a little bigger and I can move it wherever I want. Maybe instead of just moving it around though, maybe I want to group two things together. So like, here I've got WWE Wrestling and I've got Atari. Those two things go together. So I want to group them together. So I'm going to drag one over the other, and notice that I get a new little box that forms. And then if I touch with my finger up here, I get a little menu popping up, and I can just go here and say cool stuff, or I can name it whatever I want. It'll actually name things for me automatically if I don't pick a name, and then just touch anywhere on the screen here to back out, and it takes me back out. Now, one other thing you might notice about this as you look at these and you see these buttons jiggling here, some of the buttons have little X's. If you decide you don't want an app anymore, you just click on the little X or touch the little X and the app will go away. So I'm not going to do that right now because actually I can do it for this one because Into Now is an app that isn't even used anymore. So I will push on Into Now. I'll push on the little X, and it says delete Into Now. It will also delete its data, and I will select yes. And then when I'm all done and I want to get rid of the jiggles, I will push the home button one time. Okay? So basically, remember that if you want to be able to move things around, or delete things, that was interesting, you will just grab an app and touch it with your finger and hold down on it until the jiggles start, and then you can just hold it and slide it around. You can combine things together, basically set up your home page or your home screen any way you want, and kind of condense things down however you want. Also, if you notice down here, if I have things that I use a lot, I want them to be in this bar because this is where commonly used things are. Because if I get rid of the jiggles by pushing the home screen again, so I push the home button again, now it's not jiggling. If you look as I swipe across, notice that this very bottom row is always visible to me. So I have my settings down here, and I have internet down here, and I actually created a box of several things here that I'll go ahead and touch that. These are things that I happen to use a lot. So yeah, sometimes like Facebook, I know. But anyhow, those are things that I use a lot. And those are the things I want to keep in my menu bar here. Here I have all my tools for school. So, got some different things there. But the things that you use a lot, you might want to keep down at the bottom here. Okay, so hopefully you found that helpful. That's just kind of an overview of how you can make the iPad look the way you want it. and I'll talk to you again soon.